Welcome to the Weiser Science Museum. Many of you may know who we are and what we are about, but for those of you who don't, let me show you around. On March 27, 2001, founding members of the Weiser Science Museum broke ground on the foundation that would become our new home. This museum, a $2.3 million investment, now houses Wisconsin's gem and mineral collection as well as fossils from all over the world.
The original idea of having a museum here at all was related to the Barlow Planetarium. John Barlow was in the process of selling his mineral collection, and people on campus decided they wanted to try to get a few specimens that they could put near the planetariums because he financed that too, and have at least a mineral gallery. And that slowly evolved into having an actual museum. It was decided to have a museum dedicated to Wisconsin geologic and mining history, and so from that standpoint it's unique. So they got money from Donna and Len Weiss, and they drew plans, started to work on the thing, and had to get it done for a meeting of the University of Wisconsin Board of Trustees. And so they held it, I think, it was May, and the museum was not done. All the exhibits weren't done then, but this was the big event where they had 2 U.S. senators. They had the only geologist to ever walk on the moon, I think 2 congressmen, and numerous local politicians were here, plus all kinds of other invited dignitaries, geologists, people who donated to the museum and things like that.
On November 13, 2002, the Weiser Science Museum opened its doors for the first time to the general public.
Wise and his wife are funding the museum, and it will be named for their family. It's a way Wise can share his passion for geology.
It's the ground we stand on, and basically everything is developed from the rock system.
The Barlow Planetarium and the new Wise Earth Science Museum will be attached. In fact, there are classrooms just behind this wall that will be renovated to make the space.
People who come to the Barlow for planetarium shows may arrive early, they may stay afterwards, and they can take a tour of the museum.
And most of the gems that will be grounded in the museum were mined right here in Wisconsin. In Menasha, Beth Bennett, Fox 11 News.
Over the last 2 decades, Weiser Science Museum has featured many different exhibits, but all of these have focused on Wisconsin's geologic history.
I loved seeing in the newspaper a mention that Len and Donna Weiss were underwriting a geology museum. I loved working in museums, and I was looking for something that was about science. So immediately after the announcement, I talked with Len and said, I want to volunteer for your museum, and he said, great. When Joanne was hired, he gave my name to her, and I came in and visited her when this space was all full of tarps and paint, and before it looked like anything. It was great when we finally had volunteers, of which I was number 1, and could explore this museum, telling things to our visitors in ways that they had not encountered about earth science before.
I knew Len Weiss from rafting with him down the Grand Canyon, and when he built this or started this operation, he asked me if I'd be a docent, and I said, yes, I'd love to be a docent. I've volunteered about 10 years, 5 of them really active, where I was here every day, or almost 2 classes a day, quite a bit of time. I came one day and I knew I was going to have a 3rd grade class, and I had never talked to a group of 3rd grade people, and I was kind of scared about it. And then I gave my talk, and one little girl, after I finished my first portion, said, oh, this is fun. Grabbed my hand and took me deeper into the museum, and I thought, oh, this is fun. So I relaxed with the young children.
I gained a lot of, I made friends here. I got to know the director, Joanne Klusendorf, and she was tremendous, and I saw her, how she developed, and the work that she did with her staff, and the challenges that came along, and how there's a lot more behind the museum. There are the politics. I saw the politics start to play out here at the museum, and that's what kind of hurt me in terms of as being a volunteer, in a way, because I saw that the stress on just keeping this place open and going was hard, So as a volunteer, I tried not to get too much in that because I wanted to keep my fresh, joyous feeling about it, about the place.
As our museum has grown, so has our collections. That's why we have Scott Schaefer as our collections manager to facilitate all donations and catalog our collections.
My name is Scott Schaefer, and I'm the collections manager here at the Weiss Earth Science Museum. My job is to work with the specimens that are donated to the museum, that we sometimes dig up or extract from the earth when we go out on field trips, and I have to maintain the catalog of the specimens that we hold in our collections and back. Part of my job is making sure I know where everything is at all times. I track that with our catalog and with the tagging systems that we use here. Many of the specimens we have incomplete information or might not be specimens that we're familiar with. So I also do research to understand where specimens may be from, what types of information they have for us, be they minerals, the different rock types, or the types of taxa in the fossils. And sometimes I get to prepare specimens as well. In other words, expose fossils that are still locked in the rock from which we need to get the information. I also track specimens that go out on exhibit in the gallery or to the shows we do for the public. I really enjoy what I do here at the Weiss Earth Science Museum, and I think visitors to the museum appreciate the care and effort we have for the museum's mission, which we uphold to the highest esteem.
Geology is hugely important in our everyday lives. There's this saying that says, if it can't be grown, it has to be mined. So there is so much in our everyday lives that comes from geology and people don't even realize it. For example, the pencils that you use to write with are made with geologic materials, the mineral graphite and the sediment clay. The drywall that is used to make walls inside houses comes from two minerals, gypsum and anhydrite. We even use geology in our food. For example, the mineral halite, well, that's the mineral name for salt, and we put salt in our food. But also, if we want to make something like an enriched wheat flour, we have to use the mineral hematite, which is an iron oxide, grind it up, and add it to the flour. So we literally consume geology on a regular basis every day.
It's important to have this type of museum for the public and to show the importance of Wisconsin's geology. This is the only geology-based museum in the state of Wisconsin that focuses on the state of Wisconsin and its mining history. The museum is unique. It's well appreciated. It's been given essentially a national award for its role in education and its unique direction towards education of the public.
None of us can live without the earth. Its resources, we're a part of it, we make it makes us. And we forget sometimes about how everything we have comes from that basic geologic cradle. To help people understand how the earth is formed helps them to understand how we as human beings are reforming the earth. It's a great story. It's fun. I think that's what attracts people to understand more about geology, more about earth science, as they learn the exciting parts of it, that it's really involving people. And those people stories are the parts that get the general visitor to really start understanding why this is important. People, stories.
We want to thank everyone who has been a part of this museum's journey over the past 20 years. We've come a long way, but there's still so much to be done.
This is why we need your support now more than ever to continue our mission of educating the public about earth science. But for now, we would like to say, welcome.
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 Welcome to the Weiss
Earth Science Museum.